Okay, so I just completely meant to show you all the the removal of the wastegate spring, but I completely forgot to. But I already got the 4-pound spring out. Give me just a minute, I'll actually pull this cap back off so you can see. You're gonna pull these 6 bolts that obviously there's spring pressure on this, so you're gonna want to hold down while you're doing these. It'll probably be best to do it in kind of like a star pattern just to make sure you're not torquing it too bad one way. But yeah, give me just a minute. Okay, so I just pulled the 6 screws out. I've got them sitting over there. But yeah, I mean, when you pull this off, it's just going to be this cap. I can't remember exactly how mine was originally clocked, but I just had it set up so that when it was on, the fitting right here was up, so that I can route it a little easier when I take it in there. When you first get this, it's going to have set up like that. It's going to be the 3 and the 4-pound in there. Your inner one's your 3-pound, your outer one is your 4-pounder. At the advice of my tuner, because obviously paying somebody to tune it, I'm going to follow what they say. They want us to start with a 3-pound. We're going to keep the 3-pounder in there. Then once we get it broken in, because again, I've got a new engine and clutch going in this that need to be broken in. So we got to do some braking work first. So we're going to be going with a 3-pound one just for now. And then once we get it broken in and get a little more tuning with the boost controller and, well, the tuning, we'll bump it back up to the 7, you know, the 3 and 4 for 7 pounds. On3 does offer more differing weights on their website. You can actually go on the entry on their website for this. I believe it was a 44 millimeter wastegate. It might be bigger, I can't remember, but yeah, they'll be able to get that for you. So just make sure if you do pull this out, make sure you keep track of it. I'm actually going to put this back in the wastegate box and just hold on to that. Same with the blow-off valve. I'll go over that later. The blow-off valve comes with another spring as well, because these LSs, especially if you have a cam like mine, my cam might not have too big of an issue with it because mine is a smaller lobe cam. You know, it's not some super choppy cam. So, but if you have issues with building vacuum at idle, you will have to put in that smaller spring in the blow-off valve. But I'll go over that later. I'm gonna get this back on, and we'll get her going. Okay, and it's back on there now. Another thing I wanted to show y'all was, so there's obviously a valve that's doing all the work. You can see it's a little dirty because I got some PV Blaster on it and had to clean it up. So here is the fire ring that comes with it. You can see there's a bevel on there, and you can see there's a bevel on the edge of that valve. This literally just, and mine, it goes in there pretty well. That's how it's going to ultimately seal this valve. It is spring loaded with the valve. It takes a little bit of pressure to put that thing in there. Well, I guess about 3 pounds now, not nearly as much as it was before. So it is imperative that you put that in there, and again, that's gonna hold constant spring tension, so you want to make sure you have your clamp in one hand and your bolt readily available so that you can clamp it together, screw it together, and keep it there, because you got to hold constant pressure on that. But that's what I wanted to show at this point. Another thing they outline in the instructions is make sure that you point this down at the ground, away from any wiring harnesses, or really away from anything, because this can and will shoot fire. I know it looks cool to have it shoot fire where you want to see it. You might be able to make a little custom pipe to make it do that for your application, but for what they supply, they want you to point this at the ground so that you're not burning up your wiring harnesses, cooking your coolant lines, or any other lines that may be in the way of the fire. But yeah, I'm gonna get this put back on here because it requires 2 hands, and then I'll show you when it gets back. Oh, okay. I've got this back on here now. It's rather tighter than tighter than I actually meant to put it on here. I have it a little pointed out because where I had the flange put on there, it's about to hit the pipe. If that becomes an issue, when I get it in there, I'll just rotate this so the actual flange is pointing out this way on this side, and that way it'll give me some more space. But that's just how I have it set up for now, so we have some clearance. And but yeah, that's how the wastegate goes. I'll do some more videos because there are some ports on every. There's 3 of these ports, and there's also one here and one here, and that's actually a really bad spot for that. So I'll end up probably clocking it to right here so that I can run those lines. But I'll do that later off camera and fix it. So, but bye.